world that doesn't play by your rules.
Like it or not, you and your friends are a part of it now.
I don't have friends. I got family.
They were fast before.
They were Fast 6.
They were Fast 6.
But they're Furious 7.
But you add one more and they get mad. They get Furious 7. You look like one of the races from the movie. You like this series?
It's cool. I mean, I remember like seeing the first one and thought it was like, oh, it's a whole new innovative thing with, you know, Vin Diesel and
what the hell,
bruh.
I know. You know this is
Man, cut off your goddamn phone. I'm trying to do a show in here.
I'm sorry. Hey,
how does it feel?
Hey man, you know my calls are more important than yours,
yeah,
so
whatever.
you know I get that luxury right here.
It's me. Where the toilet paper?
You know, it's Bird actually calling me, but. You know, I thought the same thing too, man. I love that first movie.
Yeah, I did too.
I love the Fast and Furious. Love it. I thought it was, you know, I knew it was kind of crazy and it was kind of, you know, it's kind of silly, but I really liked it. But this one right here, okay. Now here's the thing. I'm really put in a bad position here.
How so?
Because this is the kind of movie that it knows exactly what it is.
It does.
The audience that loves this series, they know exactly what it is. It's a movie that's pretty much critic proof. So I'm in the position right now, and so are you, Martin, whether you know it or not. I'm in the position that if I say anything at all remotely negative about this, I'm an asshole.
You think so?
I think so. It's almost like I don't feel like I can really do my job effectively, because if I say something mad or bad about this, then I'm that guy that, you know, man, when did you stop being cool? When did you stop enjoying movies?
Right.
Just for movies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see this from a completely different way, man.
How you see this?
I see it as like, if you do say something, people be like, all right, he's actually standing up to this behemoth of a franchise that's putting out shit. Like Taken 3. Okay.
Well, then you know what? I have no real choice here but to kind of split off and do just 2 reviews here. And I'm going to do the first one real quick. It's simple. If you like this series right here, I mean, you love the cars, you love the action, you love the fighting, no matter how crazy it gets, no matter how silly it gets, you want bigger and better, then you got it right here. If you stuck with this series the whole time, 7 films in, and you still loving it, who the fuck am I to tell you not to see this? This is a full price. It's probably a better than sex movie for you. I mean, who am I to tell you not to go see it? You're going to see it and enjoy it. It's built in. So, yeah, that's real. That's said and done right there. You go check it out. Enjoy yourself. Congratulations. You got that sequel that you want. Now, for people, let me go ahead and split off now. And as you say, kind of defend my opinion right here. Now, for those people right here who have wondered what happened, you love that first movie. Now you fast forward 7 films in, you look at this and you're like, what the fuck happened here? Now, I'm not saying what the fuck happened and like it's a bad thing. It's like, when did these motherfuckers turn into superheroes?
Well, Kate, your whole premise of somebody seeing the first movie, skipping the other 5 and coming back for 7, I don't think you can find a single person who fits that.
Yeah, you can. I'm still looking for it. I'm looking for that one dude.
Bigfoot, you mean? You and Leonard Nimoy in search of?
And I might find Bigfoot before I find this person, but I'm looking for that one person. When this first movie came out, The Fast and the Furious, I'm looking for that one person who saw it and the next day went into a coma.
Yeah, he crashed his car trying
to do this shit, went into a coma.
Yo, check this shit out.
And
woke up.
And then just today woke up. I want to sit his ass, I want to go to the movie with him, sit him in front of the theater and just have him watch this and have him say, what the fuck happened,
How did we get from there to here?
Yeah. We have all kind. We got the iPod 6, all kind of new technology. He'll look at that and be like, okay, that's good, but what the fuck is going on with this? I want to find that one person. Now, let me tell you, the first movie was about, and just let me tell you about this. The first movie, it was simple. You had what's his name?
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker. Yeah, Paul Walker, who's looking for some criminal ring or something, and the guys are involved with this car racing, these street car racers. And so he infiltrates that group, becomes a part of them, understands the culture, and says, you know what, actually, these guys are not so bad. At least the good ones out of the bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys are actually way cooler than being a Fed.
But he neglects the point that they're still criminals.
They're still criminals, but he said, you know what, they're just,
They're criminals with a heart of
I
gold.
like street racing. These guys are cool. I'm going to race them a little bit, hang out, and that's it. And, we'll catch the bad guys, go home, call it a day. Now, with this one right here, after 7 films, Vin Diesel always talking about, we're a family. Now, they are a big family. They've been in 7 movies together, even if they're not related. Hey, we one big family. We look out for each other. Except now, you have these guys who are being hunted down by this dude named Deckard Shaw, who was played by Jason Statham. Now, see, when these guys were fucking around with Luke Evans in London in that last movie, they didn't know that he had a big bad brother that was a super agent.
Yeah.
Like a super special forces guy. And now he wants revenge for them injuring his brother. And he's tracking these guys down with the hopes of killing them off one by one. The only way to stop them, beat them up? Shoot them? What did he, say some bad words to them? No, the only way to stop him is to join the secret special part of the government who wants to use Vin Diesel and his crew to help them track down some super spy tracking device. And in exchange, they will let them use this device to track down Deckard Shaw before he can get to them first and kill them. That's right. Now, at this point in this series, these guys, they have somehow found a kung fu master out there somewhere, learned martial arts, have gone to Special Ops Navy SEALs training school, and also along the way tripped and fell into some radioactive pool of chemicals where it's made them superhuman and has given them rubber bones. Because this has gone so far off. That you talk about these cars jumping around. These cars have jumped the fucking shark at this point. And I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. But at this point, it really is a movie where it's not about the story anymore. It's like, okay, let's think of a location. Let's think of some stunts. Let's think of some action, some visuals, and let's think of how much CG we can afford for this. And then we'll just work the story around those. Just a pinch of plot in there. And it really doesn't make any sense. Not that anybody really gives a fuck about that. And again, I'm trying to be as fair and diplomatic as I can because, like I said, I'm more of a story type person. I stopped caring about these guys a long time ago because I know that they're not going to ever fucking die. Well. Even some, hey, look, okay, in real life, let me put that, that's real life. Even in this movie, I'm not trying to be mean, even in this movie, they brought Paul Walker back with CG somehow.
Well, now think about it. A big part of them going on this mission is that one of their crew got killed by Jason Statham.
A bunch of their crew got killed in the last one, didn't they?
And I don't believe it. I believe that once Michelle Rodriguez came back, I believe any of these motherfuckers come back at any time.
Well, see, you never saw the third one, right?
No, I did not see the third one.
Because that's where Han gets killed, and he's killed in a way where you like that. They ain't nothing foggy about that. Unless he's got a twin brother. He ain't coming back.
No, he might. No, I don't even buy that. Han, the Asian from the first movie, I believe that they can really bring his ass back. They killed Michelle Rodriguez off the same way, and somehow there was some compartment in the back of that fucking car. She crawled her narrow ass through that and got out and came back for another movie. So no, I don't buy that anybody fucking dies. No disrespect to Paul Walker, as we know this is his last film, but I believe that they'll even bring him back if they want to. Now, I told you the plot. You also have some old faces in here. Some people, and they're going to try to make connections. Oh, that guy, he was in that Quentin Tarantino movie about the cars and all that kind of stuff. Or, hey, we just want to go back to old action heroes. We have
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell in here. And if you think me describing the plot to you is crazy, I actually made it sound more legit. Here's some of the actors try to tell you about the plot in the film when you actually see all the gadgetry and everything around them.
If you get the God's Eye from me, I've already got authorization for you to use it until you get Shaw. You go from the hunter to the hunter, and there's no place on earth Shaw can hide from you. More importantly,
why does Vin Diesel look like he just wants to beat the shit out of everybody no matter what they say? He's looking at Kurt Russell right now. What the fuck you talking about?
I think it's that problem where he doesn't understand it, so therefore he must destroy it.
Yeah,
Are you making fun of me? You think I don't know what you just said?
You're using all those big words, little man.
You and your family don't go to any more funerals. You get Ramsey, you get the God's Eye, you get Shaw.
Go on. He's looking like, okay, what the fuck did he just say?
I am Groot.
Wait.
That's how he should respond. I am Groot. Yes. He don't even know what the fuck is going on. You know, that's one of the things in the movie. You never buy that this motherfucker right here, with all this super spy stuff that's happening, all these things about you got to go undercover and get us this technology called the God's Eye. You never believe that this motherfucker understands any of this. Because every time they tell him something, you can tell he don't know. Because once they tell him something, that his whole thing is, I'm gonna do it my way, which means you don't understand.
Well, it is like blah 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 blah. You can get Shaw, okay? Blah 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 Shaw, blah 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 Shaw. Like he's like a dog. Like all he knows is I get to get that guy. Whatever else you say.
Wah, 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 drive, wah, 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 murder, wah.
And look, it can't be denied here that the action. This is one thing I will say about it that's great. They know what people want to see in this movie. I'm up here talking about the plot and all that kind of shit. You cannot look at this. You can't look at this and say that the action in this isn't incredible. You can't look at this, no matter how implausible the stunts are, it's still impressive. I mean, you watch this, and even though it's CG, it
looks good.
It all blends itself together very well.
Brian, Tej, blow it.
Is that Tony Jaa?
It is.
It's Tony Jaa, yeah.
Lock it up.
Now, I want y'all to, did y'all notice something right there? Because I want y'all to take a good look at this. Now, like I said, in the first movie, and you want to know how much the superheroes in the first movie, like I said, they just fighting just average street guys, average street criminals. These guys have become so superhuman and so super agent spies that they're practically fighting Cobra now. They fighting like James Bond ultra bad villains and shit.
Well, now let's be fair. By the time you get to the 7th movie, you have to amp everything up. I mean, everything is on a what do you call it? Not decline, an incline. Like you got to ratchet it up. You got to keep going. So by the time you get to number 7, that's almost like the natural evolution of things.
And I know, I mean, but there's no, and maybe it doesn't even matter. Like I said, there's just no explanation for where all of a sudden these guys went from street level fighting to doing kung fu, because that's what they do through this movie. They just beat the fuck out of each other. If they're not in the car, they're just tearing up shit. They're tearing up the city, tearing up office buildings.
Well, now the Rock, his character was always like this.
Yeah,
I mean, he's basically his character from G.I. Joe.
Because he was a Navy SEAL or something.
Yeah,
wasn't he? Yeah.
Okay, now, I know. You know what, Martin? I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because he was. He came into the movie being a special ops super cop guy. Michelle Rodriguez was just a chick that hung out with the crew, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she just knows karate. I mean, this is like some Matrix shit where somebody just plugs something in her head, and she's like, "Whoa, I know kung fu," because she's like beating the fuck out of people. Actually, I like that. Hey, look, I don't want to be nasty or anything, but there's a scene that is funny. She kicked this woman right in her pussy.
Stomp the kitten, boy. That's not a good look.
You know what, man? I know. Yeah. Stomp the kitty, man. You know what? That wasn't a woman. That was a dude in drag.
Right?
Those are nuts down there that got kicked. Because any woman would have been like, ain't nothing down there for you.
It's like my balls, my only weakness.
Shit, that's a motherfucker that's a cross-dresser right there. Because that shit really hurt. That ain't no stunt right there. Right. Her ass really got hurt. But yeah, you know, it's just I'm just fascinated by this. I'm just really fascinated where, you know, a lot of these things just went from one point to the next. And while I enjoyed the film, man, and you know, for the stunts and everything, if you pull the cars away and you pull the action away, it really is a bad film. I mean, it's like I said,
but it's a Fast and Furious. Why would you pull the cars away? There's no Fast and Furious.
I know that, but I'm saying, you know, don't be fooled. Let's just call it for what it is. It's a B movie. It's a really big, expensive B movie. I mean, it's a big melodramatic. They do shit in this movie that if the cars and the stunts and the action wasn't there, which is what this is, that people would be laughing their asses off at how bad the dialogue is. This is all tough guy, melodramatic, dialogue with dramatic music behind it. I put a whole montage together in just the clips that they gave me of all the bad dialogue that was available to me. Like I said, just in the clips.
You just earned yourself a dance with the devil, boy.
Would you believe I knocked him out with my charm?
You need that charming bitch. These parties bore me to death.
I'm gonna put a hurt on him so bad he's gonna wish his mother had kept her legs closed. When you find that sumbitch, just do me one favor.
What's that?
Don't miss.
You know, that's some Schwarzenegger 80s action type shit right there.
I got lost in that scene. Which one of them is The Rock?
They still look like they're trying to like. They still look like a couple. Like I remember from 5 on. I was like, I'm pretty sure they fucking and not telling nobody.
Man, I mean, yeah. I mean, you look at this dude right here, and then let me scoot it back a little bit. Let me scoot it back a little bit, and you're like, what's the fuck is the difference? What's the difference besides a goatee? You know? And The Rock is even looking at Vin Diesel like, damn, I'm pretty. Damn, I fuck me. Speaking of The Rock, man, that dude, what the fuck is going on with him?
What do you mean? You mean how cut he is?
Not cut.
And monstrous?
Yeah, monstrous. Fucking huge. He's
got those Samoan genetics.
Yeah, man. You either gonna be really fat or really strong. There's no in between.
But it's not like I'm talking about a 14-year-old going to like a man. I'm talking about The Rock when he was 30 and 10 years later being this dude. You know, I mean, does he stick a pump up his ass and just blow himself up every day? I like this meme right here. It says, only The Rock can make The Rock look like a sissy. I was just looking online to find some comparisons. That came up, and the best one was, I think you've seen this one, where they give different ages of The Rock. They say 1993, we got that smaller Rock. 2013, we got The Rock that I just showed you. And then in 2023, we'll actually get a Rock. That's a popular meme, and you know what? I think it's true. Like, what the fuck is going on with this guy, man? That's not him when he was like in his early 20s. That's him like when he was like 30 or something right there, man. Like, what's going on? Like, at the point that he is right now, that's when Schwarzenegger starts sagging and shit. You know, The Rock right now, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
So maybe he sees that and is like, you know, I need to keep up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you build those big muscles, you got to keep them going.
Yeah. Shit, if I wasn't scared of his ass, I'd accuse him of steroids.
I dare you to say that.
Looking at one on the right, like, what you just say?
Man, you know you doing steroids. What?
Nothing. Dwayne, I was talking to him.
Yeah, that was Martin.
The smaller you 10 years ago. He on steroids.
Damn, he don't even like him from 10 years ago. Look at, I beat that motherfucker's ass.
That just look like two completely different people.
I can go back in time. I beat that little pan's ass. Motherfucker. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm expecting the next movie for somebody just punch The Rock and he explodes.
I'd rather they just punch him and goes, it's like Big Hero 6.
Yeah, that motherfucker looks like Baymax and shit. Yeah, it's funny. You can punch him all you want to, but don't stick a pin in that son of a bitch.
We jumped out a window.
but you know, Martin, do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do 2 reviews. I'm trying to give like real critical analysis of what we have here and what I see that just.
I see where you're coming from.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I definitely do. I just come from a different angle than you.
Okay. Well, what's your angle then?
Well, my angle is somewhere in between, where it's like, look, it's the Fast and the Furious. It's the 7th movie, the 6th sequel. So anybody coming in who wants to really compare this to, you know, real film, you're doing yourself a disservice. I mean, you putting a lot of brain power into something that nobody wants to hear, not even you.
See, that's why I'm trying not to do that.
Right.
To criticize this movie is to like look at a clown and say, man, why are you so silly? You know, if a clown turns around and punches the fuck out of you, that'll be the first time they cheer a clown on, you know?
So my analysis of this movie was based on this series of movies. Because I think anybody who's come to this wants to know, how does it stack up to these others? And to me, this is like a franchise that's like some are like they better every other movie, and I feel like these are better. The good ones are every 3rd movie.
Okay,
like the first one was that one that pulled us in.
Yeah.
Second one, no Vin Diesel. You know, that was a step down. 3rd one, big step down.
God.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was almost like it shouldn't even have been there.
And by the way, just so you know, they try to connect everything with this movie. And for those who were saying, what's that boy's name?
Oh, Lucas Black.
Lucas Black. For those you saying, oh fuck, is he back too? Yes, he is, but only for a little while.
Boy, I got scared because I was like, all right, I'm liking this so far, and I came into this not expecting to like it, and then he showed up. I'm like, God damn, they're gonna make him part of the crew too.
But which one was that? That was Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo
right?
Trip. That's the third one. That's the third one. Yeah, that one was like, damn, y'all need to get.
That's the one that like has nothing to do with any of the other.
Yeah, it's like Vin Diesel comes in for a cameo on the last frame.
Yeah,
because the funny thing is with Vin Diesel is like, hey, the first one was a big hit. And instead of taking off and making that something, he's like, "Now I'm gonna go off on my own and make Triple X. Yeah, I'm gonna be a spy.
I'm gonna do Triple X. I'm gonna make my Star Wars. I'm gonna make Chronicles of Riddick."
But it's funny that he would come back to this, and within these movies, become a spy because they're Triple X now.
And it is Triple X. And like I said, Tokyo Drift, they just need to bring it in. For those who are scared about Lucas Black, he comes in. They don't give that motherfucker anything to do.
They gave him enough.
They gave him, you know what they
just
did?
enough.
They gave him a Ziploc bag to give to Vin Diesel. Say, I found this, and that was that. Yeah. And you know who's even worse than that? It's a little Bow Wow.
Oh
no,
yeah,
he's in this.
Well, he was in Tokyo Drift, but he has even less of a cameo.
I can't comprehend this.
It was like, look, you guys, you're part of the family because you were in the third movie, but that's really the stepchild movie. So
Vin Diesel didn't even meet them to the last.
Man, it's so,
how are they family?
People don't like Bow Wow in this movie so much that he had less to do than Lucas Black. Lucas Black actually got to talk to Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Bow Wow didn't. Bow Wow had to go talk to Lucas Black for Lucas Black to talk to Vin Diesel.
Hey, tell him I need a raise. He needs a raise.
It really was like, it was Bow Wow coming in saying, hey, Lucas, man, Vin Diesel looking for you.
Yeah.
that was it.
Where's that boy at so I can give him his flag?
Yeah.
You gonna go after Han, kill him?
That was it.
He said you was fast, but I didn't know you was that fast.
Yeah, man.
You remember what a great actor we thought he was in Sling Blade? And everything he's been in since then is like, man, he can't deliver a line to save his life. He's got a thick accent and just can't put feeling into nothing.
You know why? Because at the time when he was talking like this, we're like, oh, that's cute. That boy, he's doing that accent. Yeah. Nobody thought like 20 years later he'd be in fucking Fast and Furious 7 talking about, hey, man, I found this Ziploc bag. Like, you ain't fucking changed at all.
I know.
This is like if Channing Tatum got stuck at the beginning of his career.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's almost like they're like, hey, you know, do we need a Huckleberry Hound on the team? No? All right, we cool, man.
Man, if they ever make a Huckleberry Hound cartoon, paint Lucas Black, call him Lucas Blue. And put a guitar there, have him talking about, oh my darling, that motherfucker country as hell.
He is. So with Tokyo Drift, this series is just about over. The franchise is about over. Had Vin Diesel not coming at the very end. 4 got it back on track. 4 is the closest to number 1, where it's like, all right, y'all got it.
4 was the drug cartel, right?
Yeah, the drug cartel. Okay. It was back about the cars. Then 5 and 6, it wasn't about the cars no more. It was about being thieves and international spies, spy hunters, and all this shit. I was like for me, those 2 movies, I'm like, wow, y'all lost me. It's completely jumped the shark at that point.
Yeah.
So when you talk about jumping the shark, to me, it jumped the shark 2 movies ago and jumped even more sharks 1 movie ago. Coming to this one, like, it picked up from 6. God damn, from 6.
You're losing track.
How many movies?
But it brought a lot of things back home to where this one was about the cars again. I mean, there were spies. They were picking up the plot from the last one. But there's a lot more driving going on. There's a lot more about these cars. And with the last one, they were doing all these impossible stunts with no explanation. It was none whatsoever. Here, they're like, okay, we got cars that we got government to soup up and make extra strong, extra tough to do this. And yeah, if you want to sit down with a book of science and math, it's not going to play out.
See, that's the thing.
It's not going to play out.
It's almost like if you criticize this movie, you're stupid.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, this movie really felt like, yeah, we know. Like, the director was almost like, yeah, I know what I'm dealing with, but that don't mean I'm going to make you have a bad time. There's a lot of really good cinematography going on, flipping the camera. I was like, man, I know in my brain a lot of this is silly, but they are selling it. Like, they're not half-assing it. It's not stuff where I'm like, okay, you didn't even try to explain it. I'm just supposed to go with it. A lot of it was like, hey, you put a little bit in there, or it was just amped up with the excitement, the way the camera work was. So I was like, you pulled me into it. Hey, Tyrese said some stuff that was actually funny. There's better camaraderie, and then while the dialogue is bad, in those last two movies, they spoke a lot. It was a whole lot of Vin Diesel talking about, this is about family. Yeah, he says it a couple times here. But those last two, especially the last one, he said it over and over and over. And I was like, God damn, man. These speeches ain't getting no better. Stop it.
And you talk about Tyrese in this. I like Tyrese, but everybody has kind of amped up their position. Tyrese don't have shit to do in these movies anymore.
Except get goofed on.
I mean,
you got to think about it though. From like the series, he was always the
Joker.
The Joker, because like everybody else has some kind of purpose. Ludacris is some kind of computer guy.
Well, that's the thing. They just finally came out. 'Cause they tried to give him shit to do in the movie, but in this one, they just pretty much just say, yeah, you ain't got shit.
You the jackass,
here, man. You the jackass of the group. They pick up this hacker named Ramsey. Who's the girl that plays her, man?
Shit, I don't know.
Fine as fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Forgot her name, but she points at the group and just gives them all labels, and all of them are right. And then she gets to Tyrese, and without a beat, just says, "Yeah, you the fuck up of the group."
That guy offended by the hacker remark, naturally.
Yeah, that's me.
Alpha. Mrs. Alpha.
No, well, you know.
Joker.
He's like, what the fuck you say?
Wait, Joker?
Jerk off, what you call me? They need to go back and redub that line. She's trying to say Joker, but she's Jacob.
My name's not Jacob, madam.
Yeah, it's like Inspector Clouseau trying to say hamburger.
Yeah, Tyrese is like, I'd be offended if I could understand what this bitch has said to me. Yeah, he really don't have shit to do with it. And he is funny, though. I'll give him that. You know, if you're going to have him around, Tyrese has always been the guy that has been the soul of these movies. Because with Vin Diesel going around trying to act too tough, you know, Vin Diesel just pretty much is just he's playing that tough guy, one his head always cocked, and everything he has to say, he says like this. And if somebody says something to him, he always got to have that turn around like this. But Tyrese is the one.
Turn into Batman?
Yeah. He has pretty much.
More like the Hulk.
Yeah, a combination of the two. But Tyrese has always been the funny guy, mainly because Tyrese, as good looking as he is and as charismatic as he is, he's not afraid to let himself get capped on in the movie either.
But this right here, my friend, happens to be the stupidest idea I've ever heard of in my life.
I forgot that you were the only one to bring the plane down.
No. The only thing I've ever seen him take down was Noni's Denise. Remember? At prom?
Really, Brian?
Yeah.
You gonna do that right here?
Luke was like, yeah, we got him, man. nice one, Paul. And Paul's like, yeah, you like that?
I always feel like Ludacris like encourages that. He's like, well, as long as they pick on him, they won't say nothing about me.
He's always putting shit up on Tyrese, man, because he know they're gonna talk about his little ass. Yeah, but at least he can work a computer. Tyrese has nothing else to do in the movie.
No, he doesn't.
He got, as the British people say, he's got fuck all to do in this movie right here.
But you know, man, these movies, like really at the heart of them, they're all about hot babes, brown skin, and shaved heads. I mean, you cut the number of shaved heads in this movie. Okay, you already got Vin Diesel and The Rock. You got Jaimin Hunsu. Jason Statham,
Tyson,
Tyrese.
Oh man, you're right. Damn, it's a bunch of bald heads in this movie. It's the bald black club up in here. And Jaimin Hunsu, he's really going. I don't have any clips of him, any pictures, but he plays a terrorist in the movie, and that motherfucker really comes out of nowhere. He really just comes out of nowhere. And he's in competition with Samuel Jackson to be the loudest black man in Hollywood.
It made me laugh. I was wishing I was sitting next to you, because at one point he's trying to do something in the helicopter. His plans go bad. And he goes, shit! Yeah. And I had to laugh out loud.
There they go! Shoot them! Fuck!
Shit! They got away. Shit!
You heard him the next county over. Fuck! Everything he says. I mean, they need to hire that motherfucker for the school for the deaf, because everything he says is like this.
That's man. I thought he was in the room for a second.
Am I lying?
No, you're right on.
Like, calm your ass down, man.
Stop being dramatic, man.
I have a Whopper with cheese, fries.
I hear you, man. Pull around. I don't. Man, it's It's
a fun movie. I mean, honestly, like I said, those last two, they felt ponderous to me. I was just like, wow, I guess people are liking these more because they keep making more and more money, but they've gotten so far away from where they started. I can't even enjoy this. And here I was like, you know what? They are pulling it back. The things like those, like they keep showing the cars jumping out of the plane with the parachutes.
Oh yeah,
I've been seeing that over and over and laughing at how dumb that is. It's on the posters, and when they do it, I'm like, it's no surprise y'all played this to death. When they actually do it, I was like, they made it cool. It was actually fun.
I sat up there, and that's when I actually laughed because I said, you know what? Look, I'm gonna accept this because it's in a Fast and Furious movie, but you are skydiving with cars.
Oh yeah,
you skydive. You put something on a parachute that a parachute can't hold, and landed gently with that.
But
shit.
you know, the thing is, like they shot it in a way that made it exciting when they fall. They played a really funny, like one of the best gags with Tyrese is in this part right here.
Man, Martin, I'm sorry, brother. I can't take that shit.
Hey, man, that's fine. I mean, honestly, it's one of these things where like if you say you can't take it, I'm not gonna go. Come on, man. I'm just telling you, like I could come to it on the level it was presenting it to me, and have fun with it.
Okay, let me just put it this way. It's not that I can't take it. It's in a fucking Fast and Furious movie. Of course I can take it. But am I sitting up here saying, man, that's cool? No, I'm like, you know what? It looks good on film. Like the CG is nice, but it's fucking cars on parachutes.
Oh, sure.
Mother, you got dudes who are human beings who can't land right when they land on the parachute. This is the movie where it's gone into transporter territory, where they can literally do anything with cars now. You can go, like, you can have a backpack and see a hook and go flying off a cliff and gently put that backpack on the hook and keep driving away. If these fools right here actually drove their cars behind a bar and mixed you a drink with a car and served it to you on a fucking platter, this would be the movie that they would do it.
Oh, well, I see what you're saying, but as far as those kind of things go, that was so the least of it. It was pretty out there. But there's a point where, like I said, I'm going with the movie. I'm having fun with it. Okay. That driving from building to building, which I thought was so dumb in the Super Bowl commercial, the way they do it, I'm like, fuck, y'all got me. I love the fuck out of that. But there is that point where not the cars, not the vehicles, but the humans themselves, particularly The Rock and Vin Diesel, have properties of Thor and Superman, where The Rock, besides having being like, they tell you that his bones are broken. He's got multiple fractures in his legs. That don't stop him from putting his gear on, walking out of the hospital, and picking up the gun from a helicopter and shooting another one out of the sky. Vin Diesel is able to stomp a roof and make it cave in.
He really does, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, he had been hit by missile fire, but the way he stomps it, it's something you expect the Hulk to do.
They are superheroes in the movie. The Rock is in. He's in the hospital. And when he's in the hospital, he's got a cast on. And when he hears that everybody's in trouble, he gets up and he just flexes. And that cast goes, explodes. You know what I mean? He's laying up in a hospital in traction. He just gets up and like, Vin Diesel's in trouble. His cast hit a nurse in the head. What the fuck? Man, there's another part where Martin is right. They are on a freeway, and the freeway cracks, and Vin Diesel's looking at the villain. He's like, "Oh yeah, you know now you gonna get it." And he just, with the power of the Hulk, pulls his size 15s down, bam, and that fucking freeway goes down.
Well, it was a roof, and it had just been hit by a missile. But still, when you see it,
still, man. Plus, he was wearing sneakers,
and he drives. He drives his car with the rescue victim off a cliff because they surround it. He drives off a cliff. Biggest crash you ever seen, and they walk out of it. Now, there was the explanation that this thing was built to take that kind of punishment. Okay, all right. I'm gone with you this far. I'll keep with that. But the move Corey's talking about, where he jumps in his car, his muscle car, hangs the bag of grenades and comes down, that crash is equally as bad. That car is mangled to almost a cube. No special treatment on that car. And sure enough, he's like, oh. Yeah, they pulled him out of it, and he's all right.
That's the fucking thing about it, man. Let me just tell you about the movie. This is what I'm talking about with story right here. And we're going to be over with the review in a minute. Let me just tell you something real quick. It gets to a point. Now, there was a time There was a time in this series where they would get into trouble in their cars and they do some maneuver to show you how expert drivers they are, and they get out of it some kind of way. Here, it's just like fuck it. You know what? Fuck the bullshit. I tell you what, just crash that shit. You backed up against a cliff, just put that shit in reverse and just go right off the cliff. There's a part where Vin Diesel plays chicken with Jason Statham. And these cars are not. Oh yeah, these cars are not. They're not armored. They're not braced for compact. They're just regular cars, and they do a chicken thing. Wait, Martin, and they look at each other, and none of them moves, and they just, bam, just run right into each other. Cars are total, and they get out the car. Yeah, what you want to do now, motherfucker? It's like, what?
And the thing is, well, only thing I was going to add, not only do they not have those things, they don't have airbags. Because an airbag is what could save you from something like that.
And they don't wear seatbelts in this movie. If they get in trouble, they just say, you know what? Just crash the motherfucker.
They make another one of these, I guarantee you, the stunt is going to be to do that same thing, playing chicken head-on collision, where the two characters will go through the windshield and fight in midair as they land in each other's cars.
You know what will happen? They'll hit each other. They'll both go through the windshield, end up driving the opposite cars off. You know? It's just,
y'all need to start giving them ideas because you're just
giving them ideas.
I mean, they jump from building. That's one building they jump from. They jump 3 buildings in this scene right here.
While getting hit with a grenade.
And as silly as that is, it's cool the way they do it. It works. It works within its universe. It doesn't betray itself.
Some people will think so, and some people gonna be like, "Look, enough is enough. I can't buy this shit no more."
Look, you've seen this in the trailer, so there's no going in and going, "Oh, come on!" It's like, look, don't act like everybody's seen this.
But you knew what you bought this ticket for.
Yeah. Okay, but you knew what this was.
I mean, you know this was. And you do. I mean, the poster tells you. It's cars losing their fucking minds. Yeah. We got 2 cars on the poster talking about
right in the back of an airplane.
right in the back of a fucking airplane. The poster tells you this is what to expect. However, now we're now reaching that territory where people are saying this is a Fast and Furious movie, and that's fine. But we're also beginning to reach the threshold of Michael Bay films right here. This is directed by, now what's impressive about this is directed by James Wan, who's coming off of his, bunch of horror movies, Saw and
that's right,
Insidious and whatnot. So this has been handed down to him. And while, coming from small films like he was doing before to a big budget film like this, and to have the kind of effects that we have here and the cool action and cinematography, but, it's impressive to a certain extent because we know this is a studio film too.
Sure.
You can kind of get any director in here, and it's going to have this kind of appearance and money and stuff behind it. However,
but there's lots of little touches he puts in here.
There are. The thing that I'm talking about here is that we're entering Michael Bay territory with this, where it's all about blowing up the fucking city. It's all about nothing but action. It's really starting to get light on character. There's hardly any story right there. And physics exists only to serve the purpose of making something look cool. We'll apply it when we need to have, as we said, Vin Diesel, who can make it look cool. He drives off a cliff and survives the crash and coming out looking all strong. But when we need to feel sorry for him, he just goes off a hill and then gets out the car. Oh God, help me. It's like, hey, man, it's getting sloppy. It's getting very sloppy. And I don't think it's right for us to give this movie kind of a pass and then look at Michael Bay and be like, oh, those fucking Transformers movie you do. I mean, because this is reaching that. Now, that said, I'm going to give this a matinee because it's beginning to not be my kind of movie. I'll tell you that right now. The next one, if they go fucking, I don't know. The only thing I'm interested in is see how they will make that next one. Where will they go? I mean,
they're going to be inside. They're going to be driving Transformers.
If they did I've never.
That would finally make those Transformers movies good.
I have never wanted a Transformers versus Furious 5 movie, a Fast and Furious movie that I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you did a Transformers versus Fast and Furious movie, that shit, no one would question it at this point.
No. And you'd make all the money in the world. And you would, even Avengers 3 would change its release date.
Please do that shit. Please, I would pay to see that movie 5 times over, man, because y'all had the balls to do it. Because that makes sense to me. To stay where you are and try to stay in this realistic world. When I say realistic, you try to like use these characters who are somewhat normal in these fantastic situations, that's beginning to wear thin with me. I'm giving it a matinee because all these effects and stunts and everything, they're incredible, and they should be seen on the big screen. I think
they really should. They deserve it. I feel like they worked hard to get where they are now, and it's a step up from the last couple movies. Here's the thing: they aren't about just the street race anymore. That's out the window.
Yeah.
What I will say is, when I look at the movies of, say, Jason Statham, the Expendables, all these movies that Schwarzenegger and Stallone keep trying to do.
Yeah.
This is better than all those. It's taken everything they try to do, but it's better. It keeps it going. You have different personalities to play off of. They aren't in it a lot, but hey, great appearances by Tony Jaa. Great fight scene with him.
Can I say something real quick?
Okay.
Because while you like that, I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to let you go. But that's one of the things I didn't like. Tony Jaa, in the scene I showed you, he made sense. But then the movies, it is a demographic film where we're going to show these people that all the kids like. That's how you had Ronda Rousey in there, who I thought normally could act, but she had some terrible lines here. Azalea came in early in the movie.
Ronda Rousey. I thought that was Julia Stiles, and she'd just been taking steroids.
That's where you've been.
That's where you've been. But they had T-Pain doing a DJ set, and
did they?
Yeah. Man, he and what was it? Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi. Yeah. Abu Boo Boo.
How about to say Abu Ghraib?
I know. That's what I started talking too.
No, T-Pain. In fact, if you look at him, there was a big T-Pain on his turntable.
Okay.
So he had all these awkward cameos in there, which didn't really make sense. Iggy coming in, hey, that was a nice race. It's like, okay.
All right, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, yeah. But I didn't like those kind of cameos. Tony Jaa did like.
Look, you might be a person who has no interest, and God bless you. Don't even bother. But if you like these movies, I think it's one of the better ones. It's like I say, it lands on the third. And one thing I really have to praise it for is the send off it gives Paul Walker. I thought it was sentimental. It was slightly cheesy, but within this franchise, it was classy. And I was like, you know what? If they hadn't just dried us out in this theater that had no AC whatsoever, and I had some moisture in my body, I might have shed a tear.
I would have liked this send off. It didn't really move me that much because it is nice. It is very nice. Don't get me wrong, but it's clear that they have a CG Paul Walker. He's trying to, like Vin Diesel looking at the camera like, hey, Paul, I'm going to miss you, man. And Paul Walker's looking everywhere but Vin Diesel, and he's smiling awkwardly. So you can tell they're stretching that shit out. And it's like, yeah, it looks kind of weird to me, but it is a nice send-off. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you ain't going to make me look stupid. Sitting up here talking about this movie's dumb. You dumb. You know what the fuck you getting into?
This right here takes crazy to a whole nother level.